That was it?
Caused all the trouble. No,
So,
not the rest of it, but
the sound.
yeah, the sound getting to the camera.
Okay. Any progress on the streaming, or is
Yeah,
yeah?
it's connected now, so the mics are live.
Hello, hello, hello. Whoops. Should I be talking some more? Here I am, talking, trying to talk. 1, 2, 3, talk. 1, 2, 3, nay, talk. Yeah. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Oh yes, you can hear me now, can't you? I can.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Let me turn this on. A little bit more, Naomi. Just say the
Can.
days.
All right.
Can you hear
Monday,
me?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
You can understand what she's saying by context.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, Naomi, we got it. Can you? I will be less muffled. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to turn it off.
playing.
I
there.
know, I'm talking about the singing before the teaching.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, I see.
legally that is singing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Because it emotes more air, right? Yeah.
Actually, I need to get a prayer book.
So where is Rinpoche now, so I can explain some of this stuff? Oh, upstairs? Oh,
Yeah, maybe it's better that you go there. So it's because
I don't want to drag you down. Dong Song
Nelo Manorowa, Jigan, Chambe, Yeshe. Doso Yela, Conga, Bardor, Rigbe, Dorje, Shablang, Sara, Panen, Sara, Lama, Rinpoche, Dagi, Jewara, Pende, Denjon. Godin, Chamber, Gone, Jason, the Gosong, Toge, Ngodo, Tado, so. Ta Lengen number Tarimbo, Tari program, Zinkin number. Two Jondolang so Montune, Tandig program na, KPL, Pep Denki, Tande get to Sonda Watela Ta, Nathan, Deta, to so, Tendeti Latin, Tenetukin Nahi Zone, Pem Matonki. So Suganala, Montune, Yogonkin Nambata. Samala, telling how to election is.
Not Gogmando.
About go.
Gogmando.
Oh, yeah.
That the Shuktare.
Oh, yeah.
You can, if you're 6 feet apart and you're in your seats. You know, he's sort of in his seat. The reason that we wore it, the reason that we wore it during the chanting was because otherwise we have to be 12 feet apart. That's the law. So Rinpoche said, greetings, good morning, and Tashi Deleg. Greetings, good morning, and Tashi Deleg to all of you who are watching this webcast. Because of this new coronavirus, this pandemic, obviously people cannot be here in person. We are therefore going to continue the series of teachings as we were, but solely as a webcast, so that those of you who were making a point previously of attending every one of these teachings can continue to receive them, although by necessity at a distance.
Tene Chatang getang around so nonke Tatanyum Simye Tamje Dewatan Den Donghatan Tar Anamepe Compound Topper Java Chetola Tene Sanjeg Tambe Chute Dup Sanjeg Sombeg Tambe Chute Dupa Tamdom Mazeba Chege Tene Sosuke Semte Chanchuk Semge Kone Lama Simjet number Taba Tene Kora Tende Jeg Tone Ta Kora Simye Tomjela Malam Tu Jondola Jabdeg Yores Jabdeg Yore Tena Tarike Kam Dawon Della Tena Ta Ganatola Misseke took up Shomare Misseke took up Courage Shomare Sena Tan dege Nathan dege Zambling Mambojilla chap Pachire Yaka Jago Sala Chabioke Lojunda Bondo Tending around Sola in a Pache Tashinchi Napjula Pache Yongenda was Tinani in a Tan New Yola Yenda Mandawagi Shu Chimbo Chomari Tatandeke Capsula. Tene yen le chepat papa so chongare mato. Tene yanda shinchen tamje la tanda mon ne yon de yore. Te in the tate saje tuin ringbo ke pardola. Ndengaran sola pata che gona che mato banda wachi pache insando. Te in the tato ndavo tela samlo tanan tela pe masipake kar chembore ndavos. Samlo Tana Tela Kane Tapadola Chong Manu Wake Nata Dobo tene ten jopa la ngö nong he jopa la ngö ne jopa la shen no hin da bo chi sam tan ne ngam ta shu chenpo chi so de ba yin na tene na sa te ke so so la ngone tan ne ke ngö ya la le hla wa tang me yen da la ngö ya la le hla wa tang donga na sa donga te ke se gin du je ma tong da bo chi yin na yang tene donga teke pa zala me vandabo tene namba na so ba so go vandabo tende yong de kin do was tende yong de to ka sa tan de ta ge to kap tela ngone ge che ge to ne so so che nyam ne chen ke cho pa yam na nyam ne chen ke mai na ya ngone ta ne te sa ta san ye ge che la yang ba che nyong hin da bo che na tene teke ngone samlo tanan tele ya ta khowa donha ke Gyamtso sewa re ngarana ngaran yina ya khowan dela chewa re ndowa re to ke semji tamje te yina ya khowan dela chewa re te che sad kapsala khobe ke mela che ga nan chi ke donha tene re do so so la re do so so ke donha te tende yo nyepa chen che re te yen de thambu ge chane tenen khowa la chen zong te dongan don do khala ya mathar rang ye che re te ge ting to la ta ni na san de de pho ba te yang ngone tan ne ge dongan da ngam ta da tan da la che chu chu ge thap yin da bo che la ten sam ta wa yin na ta ten de ge men do tan de ta dongan semje tamje la kase je la po yo ba te tamje te so so ge ta che tang ge lover de chung na sa che re yin na yang ta ten ne po go ba so so la te ne che wa hum le che ga yo ge re yo sen te la ten le je nambal men ba te ne rang ge le je nambal men ba te yin na yang jok pa che la chang wa shu thapal shu samme ke samata yen semjen tamje la nambal memba kare yo ba yin na yang ta ten jopa kona thapal shu le nambal memba ke yun che ba shu samme ke samno che tawa yin na ngone ta ne ke semla yin na yang chu ke gone tene sonam ke so che pa tam papa chanjo ke sem chepadum papa che soba pena chanjo ko sem senge tene ke chik la chewa yena ya tene tege sonam tane ya gona ya munu wa yo sene sonore te indu kapsula te tabo chebe ke sonam la tene nasa donha ke leche yoba yena ya rana yoba yena ya chang toba yana yoba yena ya tene chang tobe ge ta ne ba chebar jinda wo che tene yong ge sam ge sama yo pena ta te ta to la same ge ma tene to ke na ya ta tene choba yena ya che ta so so ge cho to song a ko mi se ge song an da wo ko tende song ke che yena ta ton do a nga da choba yin con cho la cha bu so wa yin tham de che ba dum pha ba yan con ju yo tene nga la chu nam de yan ta na san de na ga ma re so man da bo che ge che ngone thane ge len de che so na bo che so ne tene ko ro pa ta con cho la lo ke sa na bo che cho ne tene so se ge na ma kan sha ge le ka na bo che le na ta te yan ten de ma ro man da bo re ndo re ka re de sen na con cho la so ta gu yo de con cho ge ja che ja sam ba cha gu yo de te yen do la so su ge tham de la so ba che pa dum pa ba se wa yen na ya ro ta ke la ta pa yen na yen no te ta pa te ge ten ne phen ke yo de te ta te khona rang ge go la sin ne ba kha ta ya ban da bo zen ne so so ge yo de ba yen na te yan ten ten rong ma de te khona ka se yen na ya kase zap tutum dawo chi zap ne making ke kande chi zap gen dong na te ta do la te ne so so ke zap chi to la kon jo sam la jabs song rangi yena geta kanyo bat tamji semje tamji pende lana meba kompan tabak chedola ho semje tamji ge donhar da nasa kanyo bat tamji jang tene rangi talunga yi samge nasa la sobataj kora pandemic nasa mena ya rangi ge nasa menke yomari tetabu ge gone tene te tamje takbar hyo samme ke samno chi tawa yina ta tari ke kam de la pe kokap zangbo one ke semche ya chembo kande je tana ya pe na ta thopa tawa ke tu zangwa tene tenda bo tende yong de gindo te pe ke chembo nda bo re ndo tengindo.
We practice Buddhism in order to make all beings throughout space happy, and in order to end the suffering of all beings. And the essence of our practice of Buddhism is really the cultivation of that motivation for our practice and for everything we do in our lives. And we call that bodhicitta, the mind of awakening. In that context, we are going through an extraordinary time. This pandemic, which continues to menace and threaten this entire world, and has especially struck New York State, and more particularly New York City, most severely, has given us a kind of opportunity at the same time. Here in New York State, we were struck most severely by this, but we've succeeded in lessening, in flattening the curve through the diligence, toughness, smartness, and compassion of New Yorkers. Other states continue to have a harder time. But whether we live in a state that is on the downward side, downward end of its curve or not, we continue to deal with the day-to-day reality of this disease and with its other effects, its ramifications. We continue to deal with fear, the fear that we might catch COVID-19, the fear that we might have it without knowing it, and that others might catch it from us. Above all, the fear that we or those we love might die. And we also deal with other types of fear and anxiety as well, such as the loneliness and other things caused by social distancing. I say that this is an opportunity because it is at times like this that Dharma can be of immediate and obvious help. And I don't just mean for those who have a regular formal practice. Whether you engage in regular formal practice or not, the attitude, the mindset, the outlook of Dharma can be very, very helpful because it provides a context for what we are going through. We may never have experienced a situation like this in our lives, but as Buddhists, we should know that things like this are not abnormal in samsara. In fact, disasters, epidemics, even pandemics are characteristic of samsara. The Buddha taught that to be a human being means that you are going to experience birth, aging, sickness, and death. And we have been going through this throughout beginning the samsara, which, as is obvious, is not over. On the other hand, if we allow ourselves simply to stagnate in misery, in fear, and a desperate but hopeless search for escape, that's not okay either. Instead of thinking only about ourselves and our very real fear and grief and suffering, we need to think about all the people who are suffering right now. The people who are gravely ill, the families of those who have died from this disease, and those who don't have it but have lost their means of living because of it. According to the Buddha, events in the human world like this are the result of our previous karmas, our actions in previous lives. So this situation, and in fact the distress and misery that we feel in this situation, should spur us to pray that the karma of us all in this situation be purified, and to pray that the ripening of that karma as this disease not occur, that by purifying the karma, we be able to get rid of the disease. Such prayer, motivated by an empathetic extrapolation from the fear and suffering you experience yourself, turns this into an opportunity to increase your bodhicitta. And I need not mention that, as is said, a single instant of bodhicitta is so good that its goodness cannot be measured. By thinking in this way, by actively praying in this way, we transform our feelings of powerlessness into power. The power to help ourselves and help others. Nevertheless, we must not be naive. As great as our faith in the three jewels may be, we must not be casual about this disease. We must not think, I have taken refuge in the three jewels, therefore they will protect me. I don't need to social distance. I don't need to wear a mask. That is ignorant. It is destructively ignorant of reality. The truth is, we need both. We need to social distance, and we need our personal protective equipment, such as masks and so forth. And we need to pray to the three jewels, for ourselves, but primarily for others. We need to pray that all who are afflicted by this disease be healed, that all who have been affected by it, which is everyone, be healed as well. And even if you don't get sick yourself, remember that it's always possible that you might, and that you are affected by this. We are all together as one human family fighting this situation. So I think that it is important for us to view this pandemic as horrific as it is, as also a special opportunity for us to cultivate bodhicitta and compassion.
Tangarando choganale nyam tang tok batang tatenanye one tan salam remdo ge yonde on the chursamasena tatan loju mambo yore majete henke ngonne nala levyongando tendo yore de yenayan tangaran sola gong ye che yore te ngone tane ge tangone tane ge chanchuk ge sem number tapata dematang tene ngone tane ge kare yenaya tene chope ge koyang bo yawa chanchuk semje da dematang koyang bo yawa gogre te tabo majong ba ina tene chopa in tene pe maselege tene yamna lobjong chepatum phagwa ze yamna nyamne chepatum phagwa ze ne ngone tane cho jigne te na ta yonten ta nyamne ge chupanda bo chi re de yobanda bo chi che cho jigne to na pachele ngone ge semjo la jam matopala tene ta jamgong ge lama jambo na la sengore jenge to de pa de tamal pa sen ngone tane ge ta tan de na wole jenge se yore tan da kare yong de tan de le jenge re sengendo ta te ta ge jenge chi ta so su ge to la pa yong de ka su la tene ta na da jing na da tene pe ma se pe ta bo re do ge sam ge pa ngam tan da re de ba yin na tene ngone tane kase ji lobjong zewa teke tene so su ge sam tan jo te la khadat somanda bo chi khadat song ne jeng ngama te to de pa on de ka la ta ti ge tap kare yo ba te tham je ge sawa ne pen ma to bando ndo yo de pen na ngama tambe che yo de ngen zon de nyon la thang bo tang lo jam ne jabo ma pa yo ge kap so la tene ma san che la ta koran to ge nyen de yin ba nyen de yin me ge na ni ma ge pom bo yin ma ten de yo de ta te ge ma san ama te ge ta go de nepal ning tene ngolo jab yongando ta cho gandal thapki chi se do tamonga konanke mendat kone lef segendo
Bayulri,
mare endenyo
Pedro,
mendat kone lebne au ta mendat jamna ke chambo jagra a te ganga to ya sare ste on sama mendat ya ya
oh, that's a
tene dabyut kone lef segendo
dashu, or
te ko aota de ya bo chida mendo se ga se de te ko ne la u do se no tene te ge ne sa amate ta cho ka on sa ma pha ju o ta ten da bo re do re ngone ta ni chenge ngama tho do pap sa de la tene khare chena eda samba ge to ne thap che yogo ta to te nana so su nyamne khase chewa te ge phe ma to ba che chelon se gong hin da ba chi yene se gong hin da ba re no ge te ta bu ta ngaran so la jong so ma yena mandik ba de tene te ge to da la ta khona khare go ge se na ta so so kana kansam wi che nyamne so sa ba ri te yin do ka so la ka dam pa tham ge ge so ma ta do la ta ngara Navagana ne nanantikindo, Shawagana ne shanantikindo, Kare Gage Yanayang, Tadola, Tende Sanyata Chanyu Samatam Jige, Toki Monam Nanochi Sevatavuke, Takona Lota, Ting Chubanda Wachi Chumayina, Takona Kona Rabjong Yanayanda, Mechayinan Sosi Kare Yamayana, one Tanege. Tene kora ta samo tanjo tene manro se da de manda wo chi yong yo de te tabu ke samo tana te la lobjo na toba ji chona pe masibi ya boris ta te ya teni chanchup semlan rebe ke gwani teni samo tama yena ta to ke teni mene nyangin le koma tobar cheba te la teni chanchup sem te gowa yimbala teni tene ngona thane ke chanchup sem namgan ta nyam ke sem nye tomje sambati tu yondola pan machi pa tam de mazi ba che tene te che ngone tane kha ke lab sanda chi main ba che sem ge ju ne tene ngone tane ke so samo tep top anda bota samlo tep be nane ta tela chancho semba tamje la penata jabota semje nyamba tabu semje lukta tabu semje sene songyo bade te tabu ge semje ramna nen chodo chobate ne te mena yan dengda semje ta tamakare ndabo che nan to bayena ya te nawa yena ngone thane ge te ta to la mao pala ta deshin nyambon dogun yona cham doa tamje sanje re kien te songyo bade te yendo kapsala sanje ge nyambon ngana sala yo bade sosu ke lam sanje ke chetala jang de batatu jang ne tene tato ke ta thapkherap ke tene semje lana me batata demba yena tene debo lana me pe mene pe nyange ne pe compound tene tab nge batawo chire ta te ndabu ke thukje la tene same ke che sen jutang te chetang ta ngana su program te ndaware de yendola kacho ke yana te yendola ta se jota nyenga ta yenda ke ta se ba je ta tendo ganga la ya ta sonya yore te nga yana me samje pharma che pal phep thuk yore te ta tanda ne ka phep mata bal te ne ngana so khende ne lama nyere ta ngana ne tu yendola sowa manam sama la shojimba ta kora sama lega chawa yapo yongwa nasa chengin ke meso batawa ke manam jab yimba yin tene tari mikse ke ta ngana so techin kome ke gombam ta kesen huma ya ba tene mo tene shuyin
ama de makpunge amare tene makpunge amada makpunde jalpo ge nyedere
mapong ama mare mapong nyendure
makpunge nyedere
nyendure
yenang de konso jalpo ge nyedere mare jalpo lo ngolop jakere
ngoro nyanghe mare shokare
chogare shenda ke jalpo lo ngolop jakyor
양캔데 옛날 강내 수비잖아요.
las rejong la jongware
네네. 소참 좀.
ya tene konso jalpo pa matobare pabre ti kadu jongware
다 땡만 나름대로 요데 좀 살래.
ya tene amade mapunge nyedere
년도 막고는 년도 때선도데.
tene amade ke te mapunge donda te jalpo sungchu zoya le de meta kolgo sewa yana
말을 맞아 보면 말을 코란스 나는 요바데. 나 송접탄다.
re yenang te tata te korong te meta sula jab sangyore
맨다때 간에 송으로 장기는.
ngolop jakin te
얘나 자 만도데.
jamani war de che dene kadin shuju ni de kasong ge ngatso ge gorrungbo de da kasong sena da mongpo ge nganlare ngatso gorrungbo de ge cheka le laksam rozares da yana gone songiena yana ngatso ge shaksa ne songiena
샤사드 갈라 된도 되네 뭐
shaksa
상관없고.
de ngara pui mindo mato dene ngama ge therefore please be vigorous dein de tsundru tsam shu da wochi
엘라 따진도 온데 있나.
las
인사리도. Gomban de Osa Sunju.
Re. Good Rinpoche, Degi Shakzan.
Kala in Sandu, Dona in Sandu, the Jamna in Sandu.
Maringe, da.
Check on a J. Song Danye, Taki of Bojang. Jatin and Chen Gorshu. Lam has some care and take for sure. Tajela Jam. Chete on that one.
Yeah, then you found 117. Tenchen 我的牙子的，这你剩一万，我的牙子，Cao mong mà thôi.
thế này chẳng đâu còn.
Te kawari.
이게 저기
Chokjere.
있나 있어요.
Tena. Chokje kawa.
공도대서야 까모다.
Kore yikchen.
이제 원이 야즈의 공도선 생겨 까모티. 이 송다 되게.
Ora. Insan jiyasa jinche. Nantongso. Rere. Tela. Insan.
인생이 와서 이제 나동을
Ne
믿어.
rotsa.
레센티 공도선 생겨 까모티.
Rere. Ah, tela.
내가 오마디.
Tela.
내가 직접 된된 이봐. 원이 아들.
그래. 땅 앞서게 죽도 사와 가고 사와 된 속상대.
어때? 다들 원이 아들 된된 이봐. 내가 저기 원이 아들 된된 이봐.
그래. 땅 앞서 속사 돈 대체 순주 쳐 봐서.
어때?
아 이나도. 돈 대체 순주 쳐 봐서 사와. 그래.
Là
어때? 좀 뒤집어 줘.
나 담봉에 엄마 순주 등에 다 좀.
là sao?
Sorry. The confusion was because there are two lines in the song that are almost the same, and either could have been the English, but we were able to find the correct line where we left off last time by the other lines around it. It's been a while. So, first of all, what Rinpoche just said, or said several minutes ago. Okay.
Yes, you have that on upside down.
I do?
Yeah, put the wire on the bottom. Bend it towards your mouth a little bit more.
I will.
Thank you.
It's very close to my mouth.
Yes, good.
Okay. All right. Can you hear?
Yes.
Good. Okay, because it won't stay any
It'll be
closer.
more comfortable that way.
Okay. So where did we? When Dharma is presented, there is a lot of discussion of meditation experience and realization, and of all of the qualities that arise on the various stages of the spiritual path. And indeed, in the song that we're looking at, there's a great deal about this as well. But what all of this depends upon, what we really need, is a pure bodhicitta and a relaxed mind. A mind that can deal with and withstand the vicissitudes of life, and particularly adversity. Without a relaxed mind, we may have a wonderful practice in terms of how much time we spend doing it. And in one way, of course, that's good, that's admirable. But in another way, if your mind's not relaxed when adversity arises, we have to ask the question of what use is your practice? If it's not helping you when you need the support of spiritual wisdom, something is not working. As Jungwon Lo Dutai wrote in his Calling to the Guru from Afar, "Yet when adversity strikes, I am ordinary. Well, what we are currently experiencing is, by any definition, adversity. And if, as practitioners, we live in constant, ungoverned fear and anxiety, then our practice, whatever it may be, has clearly not really penetrated our minds. It's on the surface or really separate from us. It's simply not helping our mind. Now then Rinpoche told a story that I had to ask a lot of questions about because it's kind of odd, or to me. So if I get this wrong, I mean. So apparently in some point in the early 1960s, there was some kind of revolt in Sikkim against the then king. And a general of the Sikkimese army, who was of the king's faction, not part of the rebels, was trying to decide what sort of weapon he should use to protect his household. Dene meda de Terchen Barway de Trigamare Lapkende Amade.
Konandi.
Corona. Oh, and so there was a woman, and Rinpoche called her a mother, but it doesn't mean she was his mother. A woman who was a relative of his, and she said, "Well, use this," and handed him a rifle. He said, "No, rifle's no good. It will make too much noise. It will cause more problems." And then she said, "Well, what about a bow and arrow?" And he said, "No, that's too inefficient. It's too slow." And he said, "Well, what about a sword?" He said, "No, that won't work." And so I finally, and then she said, "Well, you're not going to do us any good. You're not going to be able to protect us." And took all the weapons that she'd offered him back. Now, this is apparently an analogy for ineffective practice. You know, if we're like that, if when it comes time to apply our practice to our defense or well-being, we can't do it, that's not okay. That means that our practice is not serving its proper purpose. We've all practiced Dharma to some extent. And at least we should be able to emulate the great masters of the early Kadampa tradition, who had such a state of relaxed mind and equanimity that they could sincerely pray, "If it be best for me to be sick, may I get sick. If it be best for me to be healed, may I be healed. If it be best for me to die, may I die. If it be best for me to live, may I live." But whether we are a monastic or a householder, we need to think correctly, and especially to train our minds. When we train our minds, we're training our minds not just in equanimity toward adversity, but really in bodhicitta, which is its source. And as we know, bodhicitta is absolutely necessary for the achievement of Buddhahood and the ability to bring others to that state. So above and beyond anything else, it is bodhicitta that we must continuously cultivate. But continuous cultivation of bodhicitta does not simply mean talking about it all the time. It means changing how we actually think, how we actually, and as a result, how we actually feel. There are three types of bodhicitta: monarch-like bodhicitta, which is regarded as the least; boat captain-like bodhicitta, which is intermediate; and shepherd-like bodhicitta, which is considered the finest. But when we cultivate bodhicitta, we are free to cultivate whichever of these three appeals to us, whichever of these three more corresponds to where we are at the time. Above all, we must remember that, as is said, since all beings possess Buddha nature, all beings are inherently capable of Buddhahood. Furthermore, if we possess bodhicitta, our future Buddhahood, and therefore our future benefit of others, is a certainty. And now, please listen to the teachings. We've tried to have that. No, you said a lot, and I asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
We've tried throughout the history of KPL to have more or less monthly teachings. And of course, we observe many sacred days. We have the feasts on the 10th and 25th lunar days, and other ceremonies on the 8th, 15th, and 30th of every lunar month. And many of you have come to many, or in some cases all, of these events. And I realize that now this pandemic is preventing you from doing so. Well, the Lamas are continuing to perform all of the monthly ceremonies on the proper days and using them as platforms for praying for the healing of this world. And as for the teachings, we will continue them as we are today as webcasts. Now I'm going to continue from where I left off last time, which was a long time ago, hence the long discussion about where we actually did leave off. For those who are following in the English book, we are on page 198. We're in the middle of a rather long song. We left off with the words, "Therefore, please be vigorous." So it's 3/4 of the way. It's a separate paragraph, one line, 3/4 of the way down on page 198.
Hola, that's la paje ende tiki sum chingwa le yando ne je hyoyan na gasando.
Lasso?
Tene chat sama yung sando.
Lasso?
Te mena tikse don te je don de jabar hyo sena. Chap masang na wa chat.
Lasso?
Te yin de gas le sem la jedo. Te se ni konde kun juman mato pal. Kon totop je senye gamon chi. Don't they just don't get about show sound that they totop que quala soon. Mengari that totop in sing it in the order. Chatan to batop Sawai, totop in that totop when Yamne yons do but some get and do Sawai singing double here. Yabayana tate la ya song the capsula. Le sem na jeto to say start lule penata jerem. Then I think sem be chanchuk sem je la soba jerem da dorem ge ta tosi ni senata tega sa jerem da dorem cheva tabo maimpa jerem da dorem tar toba je chone te chon la ten te ge khora ta nupa te la ten so so la ta cheba dum papa ton toba ta tosi ni pa song imana te tabo Tosi ni tabata, konde human mato pa state tabu tosi chepat papa ni yoma kapsula. Then konde data now kita sipa konsum kowata hiwan yang ilanda bakade yemayina ya. Te tomje te takora metape rangi metembe rangi yume rangi kaya matope rangi la sopuke ngone tane ta nelo kan yimbe ke rangyan rabo te ngosla khora thong taba yong tobu yore te tabo majong yen dola tene ngana totab yin se tene koran te yembe ke lojun da wo chena te se kamore kale kapo yin kasula ton tege cheto la tene sonde ya po ne ngone tane gan tato ke totap se da demba yang ta ba yon to ba te la son yu te hida ke karchen bore somata ta tege jesula chakchen ge kwa la sikye ye song do na ranik tongba nye ji cha sta na so rang pe Yeshe te tongba nye ji cha tang che na wa Yeshe jae to bo sta kora che ge ne lo ka yin ma te tham je chang te ne Yeshe che ge ran yin le che na ni so ta te pa me pa ye me pa na wo ji la so men do Konde kun rani desin long sta seba kondung kowa sene yena ya rong hewa nyange len deba sewa yena ya rong de konde kun rimi sena ta deba meba kowa sene pe mazibe dupo chik ta tawa nyene kora mulo wanda wo chik ta nyange len deba sedi yakwo chik tela kora ta chik michin rogo wanda wo chik tende da wo chik Zangi nyinsa dawata, zangi nyinsa zambata, zangi nyingi chapar jo sumachi ina, tenen konde yeme topar chenji la singin da tawa nyina yungyo amarwa ngenzoro, yeme kare chena toko de, ta teba nyina to degi yori. Ten indi kasula te taba mai bache ke to ne, konde risu mepa sonna masi, ta te taba ke, Kobe ke nelo kanyin bate ton yang tabe ke nelo la nyangelen depe nelo de yeme pa nyangelen depe nelo ke rangin ta demba yimba ta te nyangelen depa ina ta hi magware ta te indi kasula te tabe ke dewa chembe long to rosan nam tuma rojing de sta ton devo sakyo lam nga sta te tabore undi kasula tenne remejendo sa tamboni chenne remejendo kone compellan donne sa kyota tenne lam nga ta te tabo te remejendo do undi sa jo longa lambe gudi te chagya chembo mala sam sta te la chagya chembo sen songo yori nyang de la zang do meta hing sta pan nyang de pala la ya song yin wa nyang yin len de ba la zang de ma da hing ho an la jon de ma ze wa tu sam kun nyam ni to ban de sta ko na tu sam la ta te ta bo nyam ban ni to te tam ye te ye me pa nyam ban ni to ba te la Rebola, Tobia Tobie me, Stan Quande Yeme Jutawala, State, Kona, Quande Yeme Double Change Love, Sonata, Pangan Yamazamu, Song de Ate, Tadola, Tenenkoa, Sene, Tateba Mebat, Young Ellen de Basene, Tateba Mepa, Conde Yeme to Tabe, Tobe Tawa de Tateri, Ye Chenanke, Zone de Caneta. Soto ke sheba macho pa kana kon sama thege cho tab dondo ke she randan le lam chokal je de pa yogal ya loke je nang ye seban choro ne tile ko da shin kom thong devo ring de nam jin de zogwa chen sen do ta na koni somate ta chagya chen ke ne lo ge koni song de bata ta dan de song ate kona zogyen ke koni song yon de kasula ye chenang ge song de kaneta ta ye chedan nang ge zongwa de me yur kan ye mate tamje te Ton yang tap nelo la tap ranking le tele los che ba me be chen kan ta so me do ta ting ten ya wo cho to mo ko so do ge she pa ma chu pa sta me na na che lu yi do so do te de
Larry?
Ona so do ge Sheba Majo Pa Kana Kon Sama Tege Cho Stat So Dog Sheba Telayana Yam Penna Tene Koro Rere Yendoge Tene Telaya Shamba the Masona Show Masoma Son Banda Te Masoma Range Majo Bajege Tone Kana Kon Tege Range Ngonda Wote Soma Zabjo Kaya Matawa Tege Cho Deba Tapi Dondo Randan Le Stap Dondo Ke He Randan Le Tandela Kanyum Domachik Doma to the Tangi Najaro.
Ming,
Oh.
Chogere.
Cho
Ming, Lapshe. Chogere.
Can make a day on you.
Then Ming Lauki.
Kanyam Tatania more the Tap Dondo here Ranan Lam Togar Jerry by Jogaria. No Julian Tang Seban Cho Ne Tilly got that Shingamto. Ton Devo rings in Namjan Dubs and then Namjet the song Yan Johaman.
Oh, Lassa.
Chime said in the Bemanjon Harawat.
Lassa.
In the Namja. The dog by Champion Sandota. The Sandota. Chip make me yola toxic. Now, Jim the Pombo sauce chair. Part Nadak Landi Ninjin door. Sam Tonga Tony in still. Tony and Tony end up soaking Angazo. That Georgian Malasam stand de la Kona. So, Jogging Yamlin stand de la song on the capsula. Ta Jogging Yamlin tella. Change Jigby Yola toxic jazz, that pass and the knee could repair the song the castle, Nam Dog Toba, Carriage on the Yons Doba, some jet the Kiji La Pa Jane, then they got a tack on a toxic dance and the castle of Ganasa and Lamsa, Nam Do Zangi, Karenda, which is young Yobayana. Take on a gem, my job, and the lovers. Bunyam la tanda do chila tozi che so anda nang kin de je pombo so chela sata na la penata so suge zobo la ta lu ngone yo pa de la ta tonga no ro singe ta wo ta zogi pombo kare yo ba te yon sa do ba tam je te ne kora chanzen yon sa do ba tam je pan ta te cha tan de Ya Conjola, Choba, Souls Provata, Bang and on Jimba, the new walk that so salina tondo, Takorando, Recto Semia Tom Gitella, Chopada, Movata, Jimba Lasso Begatoni, that singing Jiban Zimbeg, Pombote, Tom Jet, the Kajik Tanilla, Travanda, which is only. Jin the Nam to the Yons about Tom Jen, do te, then it touched Tom Jet, then Jimba the Mandana Sobata, you can make what any young Jason Jabayor, etc. within that so shadow your days. Para Dag Landy Ningen door, Para Teni Latan della Soba, that Zimba, dancing ke. Monetani Latan de singing the Zote your mato cheke. Teni dante my pacheketeni lande singing chek. That one in the Yomari, slamming the metawa things and so on. Saying the castle that chip on the butter chick, that on the butter chick, that la shambatani. Tenetate tabuke, that ke mampo dancing. Takona sama mambo la tena, tenetela to chingengel lata, yen chingeng deta de la soba, mambo che soto gazono yore ten, do caso la teta, danding lande tetam jete, ninge che gon in dore che batang, Kanya, Mepanata, Konatam Jajan, Hoatoma Mepan, Sub, Lang and Balatin, then Dava Yondo, Yor, Samata, Goni, Ning Gon and Dorje Bata. Sam Tonga, Tony in Sugel, Stand the Jacket, don't among Aja Tadu Lasso Basana, your big Tonga, the Tomani, the Ing so Jelwam, Jetam Jet, the Tony Ganso Tabarke Bata, Ton Yindo Soking, Nangazo, Star Angeton, Lana me Bandobarke Bata, Yangaton, Lana me Bandobarke Balasso Baton, Yindo Soking Nangazo. Để cho đi nhầm nên mà làm start tabo te cho cái nhầm này thì cái sao là số.
Although we reached the line, therefore please be vigorous, 3/4 of the way down, page 198 last time. To give you some context, the line begins therefore because it refers to what went before, which was a fairly long section pointing out our self-deception. So Rinpoche said, to give you some context for the kind of thing being talked about here, let's move up 4 lines to the previous stanza, which begins, unless someone has gained, and we'll start there. The stanza reads, unless someone has gained authentic experience in mind and body of generation and completion, and has realized all samsara and nirvana to be an illusion, it is hard to call them a siddha. So the subject of this is people who are called either by themselves or by others siddhas, attained ones. And what Terchen Barway Dorje is pointing out here is that to deserve the title siddha, you have to have certain attributes, certain qualifications. The first is to have gained authentic experience in mind and body of generation and completion. Well, generation and completion, of course, are the generation stage and the completion stage. And if you gain authentic experience in both of them, this experience will be both mental and physical. Now, this phrase, authentic experience, in Tibetan means the extent of warmth, not in the sense of heat yoga, but in the sense of you're getting warm, you're getting warmer, and so on. So it means the signs that indicate you are on the brink of the realization. And in fact, in this case, Rinpoche said, it means even more than that. It means to have actually achieved an actual realization. For example, in the general Buddhist path, warmth is the name of one of the levels of the path of juncture between the path of accumulation and the path of seeing. If someone has gained warmth or authentic experience in mind and body of generation and completion, what will have happened is they will have realized all samsara and nirvana to be an illusion. To be an illusion here means, Rinpoche said, to be impermanent, to be without inherent essence, to be unstable, and so forth. So, to actually see things as they are. So unless someone has, through gaining realization, through the path of generation and completion, gained the wisdom to see things as they are, unless they've done that, it is pointless. Difficult is a polite way of saying meaningless to call them a siddha. So then he says, therefore, please be vigorous. You know, this is going to take diligence, so be diligent. Now, Terchen Barway Dorje turns in this song to a series of of stanzas that explain one after another the various aspects of our tradition, which each of which is, in a sense, a sub-tradition of its own. The first is the Mahamudra. He does this initially by breaking down the Tibetan word for Mahamudra, which is Chaja Chempo. Now, because in Tibetan, the word mudra, or seal, is broken down into the basic word seal, ja, and the honorific that goes with it, hand, chak. He can use different words in the two first lines. In English and Sanskrit, that doesn't really work, but so we'll look at both. First, he says, internal self-awareness is emptiness, the seal. And here the word seal is cha, the first syllable of chaja, or seal. And it affixes the seal of wisdom, which here is the second syllable, ja, on all external appearances. Now, there is a little bit of a play on words because ja can mean seal, but it can also mean vast. And so it has the context of the vast expanse that is simultaneously sealed by emptiness. So internal self-awareness is emptiness, the seal. It affixes the seal of wisdom on all external appearances. All samsara and nirvana is an undifferentiated expanse of great bliss. And this is the word maha in Sanskrit, or chempo in Tibetan. The variety of its display having a single flavor. This is the fruition of the 10 levels and 5 paths. Is this not Mahamudra? So he is explaining Mahamudra as first the discovery of emptiness as the nature of one's own internal or innate self-awareness. And that forms a seal which affixes the seal of emptiness on all external appearances. When that seal is affixed, then there is no longer any differentiation between samsara and nirvana, which become an undifferentiated expanse of great bliss. And not only is there no differentiation between samsara and nirvana, regardless of what the display of either includes in its variety, everything has a single flavor because of the seal of emptiness has been affixed to experiences through the recognition of self-awareness. As this is the ultimate point of the Buddhist path, this is the fruition of the 10 bodhisattva levels and the 5 paths, which include those 10 levels. Is this not Mahamudra? Now, a similar point to this is made in our lineage supplication, which in one part says, grant your blessings so that I realize the inseparability of samsara and nirvana. As long as we fail to see the inseparability of samsara and nirvana, as long as we perceive them as a duality, we have not realized or perhaps even understood what is meant by Mahamudra. The next stanza logically flows from that because he focuses on what's called the view of undifferentiated samsara and nirvana. And this is a view that is made reference to in many traditions. And here is his presentation ensues from the Mahamudra tradition. He begins, don't regard nirvana as good. Don't regard samsara as bad. The realization that everything within the 3 times, past, present, and future, is equal, is the fruition without attainment or attaining. that is the view of undifferentiated samsara and nirvana. So in other words, the view of undifferentiated samsara and nirvana is synonymous with the view of Mahamudra. And next, in the next stanza, he turns to the practice or practices and the tradition of Dzogchen, or the Great Perfection. And as is traditional, he begins with the ground, explaining the ground, describes the path, and then enumerates the stages culminating in the fruition. Speaking of the ground, he says, the ground is primordially pure of external objects and internal subjects. So the ground of the Great Perfection is what is called primordial purity. But what is this ground pure of? What is it free from? What has it never possessed primordially? It has never possessed duality, external objects and internal subjects. So the ground is the non-existence of duality. The path that he presents has two aspects: the practice of cutting through and the practice of leap over. He explains cutting through in the next two lines, where he says, without altering the six consciousnesses, cut through all appearances in fresh immediacy. The key point here is without altering. The implication of that being that all of our bewilderment causes us to, and perpetuates itself by causing us to attempt to constantly alter and fix our six consciousnesses. Our six consciousnesses are the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and mental consciousness. When we alter these, we stray from the ground. So he says, without altering the six consciousnesses, cut through all appearances in fresh immediacy. How do you cut through all appearances? First, by not altering the six consciousnesses. And instead of that, by resting in fresh immediacy. Fresh immediacy means the direct experience of the present moment of experience. Next, he turns to the second aspect of the path of the Great Perfection, which is the path or practice of leap over. He says, through the wisdom radiance of the six lamps, which are the means. The six lamps are the chitta, fleshly lamp, the smooth white channel lamp, the far-reaching water lasso, I always want to say lasso lamp, the lamp of the pure lamp of the expanse, the empty lamp of the tilakas, and the self-arisen lamp of awareness. So through the wisdom radiance of these six lamps or beacons, which form the means, rest awareness freely on the path of leap over. Bring the four appearances of the chains to exhaustion. The names of the four appearances are manifest dharmata, increasing experience, maturation of awareness, and exhaustion of dharmata. You will see circles, bodies, and realms. The fruition, the four Vidyadhara levels, is attained. The four Vidyadhara levels are fully ripened Vidyadhara, Vidyadhara with control over longevity or lifespan, Mahamudra Vidyadhara, and Vidyadhara of spontaneous presence. That is what is renowned as the Great Perfection. So in that stanza, he has concisely described the ground, path, and fruition Dzogchen. Similarly, in the next stanza, he turns to the renowned practice of chut, or severance. He begins externally, trample on your fear in dangerous places. The practice of severance is centered on the destruction of a self-fixation. Self-fixation, of course, comes from the belief in a self, but it manifests as a couple of affects. And these affects are primarily fear and selfishness. Fear, of course, comes from selfishness. So the external aspect of the practice of severance is to go to dangerous places that you think of as haunted and so forth, and trample on your fear. Trample on your fear means stamp out your fear, the way you would put out a fire and so on, using such means as the exclamation of the mantric syllable pe and so forth. At the same time, internally, you trample on both fear and selfishness by offering your cherished aggregates as a feast. Offering means that you offer your body as a feast, as food, to the three jewels, the recipients of veneration, the protectors, recipients of, or honored recipients, or recipients who possess qualities, all sentient beings, the recipients of your compassion, and your karmic creditors, recipients of repayment. Cherished aggregates is important here because it is because we cherish our bodies that we practice offering them. We cherish our bodies because we think of them as the basis of our self-fixation. We fixate on our bodies as I or me. Therefore, offering your body to the four types of recipients is an effective way of counteracting that self-fixation. Aggregates here means, in this case, specifically the body, all the bits and pieces that form the aggregate of the body, including your organs, guts, face, head, limbs, and so on. So the external practice is to trample on your fear in dangerous places, and the internal to offer your aggregates as a feast. In between, so in between those two, kind of connected to both of them, is dealing with gods and demons. Tame the gods and demons of self-fixation through compassion. Now, why do we call gods and demons the gods and demons of self-fixation? Because they are the projections of our self-fixation. It is based on self-fixation, selfishness, that we think us and them. This spirit is a god. Why do you say that? Because you think they're going to be nice to you. This spirit is a demon. Why do you say that? Because you think they're on the other side. Therefore, Jitsen Milarepa said in one of his songs, "No gods, no demons, that is confidence in the view." So therefore, it is because of selfishness that we have categories like gods and demons. How do we overcome this? By overcoming selfishness through compassion for those spirits, for those beings that we label as gods or demons based upon our expectations of them. So those are the external, internal, and in-between aspects. The result is that you bring your mind's 5 poisons into the expanse of emptiness by destroying them. You automatically complete the great accumulations of merit and wisdom by achieving the 2 aims. The 2 aims are the aim to help others and the aim to help yourself. By destroying selfishness and giving your body, you achieve both aims and complete the accumulations. Is this not the practice of suffering?
Chutamje Tadal Kelimi Jomeji Rigwa Zone Dawoma Chimbo Mezeram Tawoma Omanda Mandate Yendola Tarandong Tawala Soba Tawandam direct the Pajiran the name Mason Yungando. Then the Chutamje Tata Trawa Tadachanange Chutamje Tajit. By yet and Tawas, that marked the Kelly Zagayogando, the Kelly Mapa, singing Kelly Mapa, Langan Jamaican, and that song was. They in the Janji Ripa Zone, Janji Ripa. That's the Ribate, that's Rola Nene, then the Chutam Jet, Tatan Tawa. Kanya Madub Rangito Ripazo Neba Soimanda De Omachembo Miseram Statela Omachembo Senesungiyores She comes some J Ngopo Sem Zampa that she comes some Senatan Docum Zumik comes some Segiyori. Tetaburg comes some over Cate, Yobati Tomje te Semtam Yimbalata, Kenny Nawata. Nanga Kechigi Sheba Demanda Patande Zoma Kechi Chameda, Sheba Dutin Chamis and the river, Kenny Nayat.
Semtamba ge Dutin Chame Kelingamari.
Down
Nitonge Shepa de Denrup to Kelingi.
Nan Kechigi Shebate Demanda Pakelling on.
De Nitonge Shepa.
Che nom to get duba. Demeton skin nom to ke dupegeta. Your Cadin Mations Dobatom yet the mamma dupa. Don't bring son Kelly Wanda. Now Yeshe duba tonum dance. Ta nine shake do bate, ta sem yamom but nom do the jebegone duplicate, and a chet nom dog do bate, ta demi tombeganita. Nine shake gone do bate, ta tonum with them by ins and a sungiyamanda.
Oh, they say Cashe lose on it. Cashe lose on it.
Temato Mandola. Elando.
Hello,
Childo.
Nala, you're not in a dela.
Elando.
Narangla.
Elando. Nine Yeshe de Batonum de Devola Saya Jones in me. De Yantong Tawa Malasam. Chilling them in the way. Chilling them in the way. That's my Seguasano. That is Seguasano.
Take change, Oma. Denzini, Chil Quade, Lamson, Chanam Kun, that Tamcherang and Tom.
Oh, lots of that. Nakin listen no. Miseram, Chick Consum, you go Simni, Samsamba, Nanke Sheba, Damando. Take change your woman. Denzini, never.
Did
Get a Honda Lamsum, you chonum go. Tetamje ranging over tones. Randong and Tenye, Tanya Thumb, started random by Gelo Sony Munanwa. Chet nom dog at Duba, they made no 9 years Duba. Tonam de Rebo Saya Jong de Yandong
No, that's wrong.
La.
No, nge, oh yeah, not de la calado.
De Yandong ke tawa mala sam ta ngoma tege rangdong song song.
Okay.
Oma tege Yandong song song.
La, dombo con uma chirtong so song. Dene semsang patang chik, rangtong da nye, shentong dang sum, gorim shin da song gyore.
Yet don't sal the much become lam macho rik ming bochi ton deb lamje nyamje ta de kanshal ngo chong ses la ta
Ina
te
shana.
la so tan de la ta ko mxe kan yo sam do kanshal ge ngo chong yin so no
La re.
ala
It's on a young, the Dajo Nyeka la sopane.
no
Gone songire. Next, Terchen Barway Dorje turns to the third of the what are often called the three greats: the Great Seal, Great Perfection, and Great Middle Way. And in 3 lines, he defines the Great Middle Way in a general way without going through its various subdivisions. And then he goes on to describe separately 3 different types of Mahayana view, of which the second 2 are the 2 principal aspects, principal divisions or interpretations of the Great Middle Way found in Tibet. To begin, he says, as all things are beyond limits, there is no assertion. Things. We have to define things here. Things means dharmas, objects of the mental consciousness. So in other words, anything you can think of is a thing. And this may sound like stating the obvious, but it's not, because if you, pardon me, if you think of it, there's a clear difference between a thing as an object of thought and a mere appearance. All things are beyond limits. What are limits? Rinpoche said, well, there are the 4 limits and the 8 elaborations and so on. Basically, a limit is an ontological concept. And it's called a limit or an end because it is the conclusion, but a limited conclusion of a process of reasoning. So these are the notion that a thing exists, that it does not exist, that it somehow both exists and does not exist, or that it neither exists or doesn't exist, and so forth. As all things are beyond limits, in other words, as there is no concept of reality that actually describes things as they are, there is no assertion. An assertion is an ontological statement. Things are like this, or things are this. And one can make no assertion. Therefore, Chandrakirti famously said, as I alone am without assertions, I alone am without error. At the same time, there is awareness, because awareness is free from concepts, free from limits, free from assertions. It is impartial and faultless. So therefore, Terchen Barway Dorje says in the second line, faultless awareness remains impartial. Impartial because there is no investment in any concept. Is this not called the Great Middle Way? In other words, this is the Great Middle Way. Isn't this what's meant by it? But then he breaks down the Mahayana view into 3 components. The first is the view of mind only. The second is the view of emptiness of self. And the third is the view of emptiness of other. All external things of the 3 realms are mind only. everything that, and here the word thing is different. It's a different kind of thing. It's the word ngupo, which means a thing that supposedly really exists. So all external things of the three realms, the desire realm, the realm of form, and the formless realm, are mind only. And according to the mind-only school, internal awareness in the moment is asserted to be real. Now, Terchen Barway Dorje defines what a mind-only school asserts to be real as the awareness that is experienced in the moment, the present moment of awareness. In the terminology of Buddhist philosophy, usually what is said is that whereas in the schools of the common vehicle, partless or indivisible moments of cognition and partless or indivisible particles are both asserted to be real, the mind-only school accepts the reality of neither. It asserts the reality, however, of a cognition or mind or awareness that is empty of the two, that is empty of being a subject or an object. However, the middle way school, in either of its forms, does not accept that because it is beyond such assertion. So therefore, he continues, the middle way of the Mahayana is beyond reality and unreality. Every school of Buddhist philosophy up to the middle way school asserts the reality of something and opposes or compares to that, therefore, the unreality of everything else. So in the case of the schools of the common vehicle, indivisible moments of cognition and indivisible or partless particles are considered to be real. The mind-only school does not accept the reality of either, but does assert the reality of non-dual cognition. The middle way school does not assert, as we've seen, the reality or unreality of anything. To break down the middle way school into its two, we could say, sub-traditions, or here it's more like aspects. The first is empty of empty of self. Empty of self, or in this case, empty of themselves, is the idea that anything is empty of, depending upon formulation. In the most formulations, the thing is empty of itself, which means the table is empty of table. There is, so the statement would be no table. And there are logical proofs of that. There is one form of the empty of self school which would say, rather, the thing is empty of inherent existence. And there are those who say that these are two ways of saying the same thing, and those who say otherwise, and so on and so forth. But the basic point of the empty of self position is that all things of samsara, nirvana, and the path are empty of their own nature. Whether you want to say empty of their own nature means empty of themselves or empty of inherent existence is up to you. But Terchen Barway Dorje says, all things of samsara, nirvana, and the path are empty of their own nature. Therefore, all things, anything you can think of, empty of themselves, are mere imputations. Table is an imputation, chair is an imputation, and so forth. He continues and describes in the next stanza the view of empty of other. Externally, all thoughts are unreal and empty. Internally, all wisdom is absolute truth and real. The empty of other view is the view that everything except one thing is empty of itself. And that one thing is Buddha nature, wisdom. Externally, all thoughts are unreal and empty. So all thoughts are unreal and empty, and therefore the concepts embodied in those thoughts, such as a chair and table and whatnot, are definitely unreal and empty. But wisdom is absolute truth and real. Therefore, the fruition is without the slightest removal or addition. As the victor Maitreya wrote, there is nothing to be removed from this, and there is nothing to be added from it. And the full realization of that is the fruition. And therefore, Terchen Barway Dorje concludes, is this not the view of empty of other? In the next stanza, he concludes this section of the song by, which basically talks about, and doesn't compare, but puts in parallel position the various traditions. He now talks about, as Rinpoche said, something that's not really a separate tradition, but the essence of all of them. So this next stanza is a kind of a summary conclusion of this section of the song. And he returns to the structure of ground, path, and fruition by saying, the ground is empty, clear, and not composite. The ground is the nature of the mind. Its nature is emptiness. Its character is clarity. And its goodness is that it's not composite. It's not made up of bits and pieces. Therefore, it is uncreated and indestructible. How do you take that as a path? The path is unaltered awareness. He spoke of unaltered awareness previously in describing the great perfection. Taking the fruition as the path, which is in many cases a standard definition or at least a feature of the Vajrayana, is beyond meditation and post-meditation. An implication of this is that the actual fruition is the state of being beyond any distinction between meditation and post-meditation. This is called sustaining whatever arises. So we'll stop there for this morning because it's the end of a section. Oh, yeah.
Tamba Ganye Doba Yo Zonjo Zene Rambaje Maje Bana Jije Jiba Nyamba Meba Da Kone Konda Eva Yo Zimje Damje Deda Denje Jengiro Damje Dada Dombarai Ba Ganda Zoyo Ba Deda Ganje Mala Ba Yo Zanje Rejen Zenzen Dambe Ga Jargan De Yadan De Lemba Saje Mezan Deve Sanga Jose Zonda Jabe Dorje.
Thank you.